Disclaimer: this video contains mental content and is just for entertainment purposes, so don't spread hate and don't post negative comments. If you're homophobic, please leave. Thank you. When he gave himself to Mafia King to save his friend's life. Wedding bells and blush plans. The very next morning, sunlight spilled gently through the mansion's window, golden rays dancing over Theong's messy hair as he leaned against the balcony railing. From trust to his hair, his voice was calm but filled with a rare warmth. Yes, make sure every rose is white and the aisle no red carpets. Jungkook prefers simple, soft colors, he said, simply fainting as he looked back inside at the very reason for his choice. Jungkook sat cross-legged on the bed, still in his oversized bunny print t-shirt, hair fluffy from sleep, holding a notebook and trying to draw some flower arrangement, but mostly doodling with hearts and tiny theons instead. Jenny entered the room with a gentle knock, her rounded belly visible how under her light dress. Oh, you two lovebirds are already awake, she teased, making Jungkook flush immediately. No, now, Jungkook protested, trying to hide the notebook. Jenny caught a glimpse and grinned wide. Oh, look, Jackson hit with him with a flower crown. Jackson appeared right behind her, holding bags full of fabric samples and decorations. I can't believe I'm helping the mafia boss plan a wedding, he muttered playfully, but I gotta admit this is kind of adorable. Theon walked back and sliding the arm around Jungkook's shoulders. You're just jealous because I look good in love. He teased, pushing a kiss on Jungkook's temple. Jenny clapped her hand, taking charge. All right, enough teasing. We have a wedding to plan, she said in her banner and looked around the room, first like a general preparing for battle. First venue, bleacher or mansion luxury. Jungkook bit his lip, thinking, the beach. I want something peaceful, somewhere home feels near. Theon nodded immediately. Then the beach it is. I'll decorate it myself. Jenny raised her brow. Yourself? Theon smiled softly. I did it once when I proposed and I'll do it again. I want everything to be made with my own hands for him. Jungkook's heart skipped a beat at those words. Cheeks dusted pink. He whispered, you don't have to do all that. Theon tilted his head, eyes soft. I want to, money. Jenny giggled. Okay, Romeo, while you're busy with your by being poetic, Jungkook and I will pick the outfits. Jackson, you're helping me. Jackson groaned. Me? Why not one of your designer friends? Jenny smiled. Because you're the one who can carry all these heavy fabric bags. As Jenny and Jackson looked through wedding attire, Theon sat beside him quietly, admiring how Jungkook's eyes lit up when he touched each piece of fabric. This one, Jungkook murmured finally, holding up a soft ebony sherwani with silver embroidery. It's simple but elegant. Theon smiled, his gaze warm. Perfect. It will make you look like the prince you already are. Jenny rolled her eyes dramatically. You two are sickeningly sweet, I swear. Let them be, Jackson said with a chuckle, adjusting the sample flower. They deserve this happiness. Later that evening, the group moved to the mansion garden to visualize the setup. Lanterns hung from the trees, white roses lining the path, and fairy lights shimmered. The sun went down. Jungkook stood there silently, his heart swelling. It's beautiful, he whispered. Theon stepped closer, wrapping his arm around him from behind. Not as beautiful as you. Jenny threw a napkin at them. Save it for the wars. Everyone laughed, even Jungkook, whose shy giggle echoed through the air, soft, pure, and full of love. Young looked around his family, Jenny smiling gently, Jackson pretending not to cry, and Jungkook glowing like a dream in the fading sunlight. And for the first time, he truly felt peace. Everything he once destroyed, he had rebuilt. Every wound he gave, he had healed with love, and soon Jungkook would be his husband. The night before the wedding, Jenny had declared it law. No sleeping together before the wedding, she said, wagging a finger at Theon, who looked absolutely offended. Why? He argued like a sulking kid. He's my fiance, not a stranger. Jenny arched eyebrow, and tomorrow he'll be your husband. Tonight he needs rest, not a possessive mafia king breathing down his neck. Jackson laughed from the couch. Just let it go, bro. One night won't kill you. Theon shoot him a death glare. It might. Jenny Smith patting Theon's shoulder. Then consider it a test of patience, Mr. Mafia King. And that was how King Theon, one of the most feared Mafia leaders, ended up sulking like a kicked puppy in his room. Laying flat on the bed and staring at the ceiling like it had personally betrayed him. Meanwhile, in the other room, Jungkook was tossing and turning to, hugging a pillow tightly. Ash, how can I not sleep without him now? He mumbled cheese bomb. Back in his room, Theon finally sat up here, all messy, muttering under his breath. This is ridiculous. I can't sleep without nobody. So naturally, as by responsible grown to be good, he decided to sneak into Jungkook's room like a professional thief. He tiptoed down the hall barefoot, every step dramatic. He even paused twice to make sure Jenny wasn't lurking in the shadows with a slipper. Finally, he reached Jungkook's door, turned the handle slowly and slipped inside. The room was dimly lit, and Jungkook sat up instantly. Theon, what are you doing here? Theon grinned, whispering, I could ask you the same thing, Money. Why are you still awake? Jungkook pouted, hugging his pillows tighter. I couldn't sleep. Theon smirked. See? Same problem. Without waiting, he climbed onto the bed and pulled Jungkook into his arms. Just one hug, then I'll go back. Liar. Jungkook whispered. Shari but didn't move away. They stayed like that. Theon turned resting on Jungkook's head. Jungkook's heart racing fast until suddenly, footsteps both froze. Jenny! Jungkook mouthed, eyes wide. Theon's survival instinct kicked in instantly. He looked around and in the most un-mafia move ever, dove into the closet. The door barely closed before Jenny motorcycled through the room. Jungkook, you're still awake? Yeah, no, Jungkook said, trying to sound casual while his eyes screamed panic. Jenny frowned. She stepped aside, looking suspicious, and then felt off. Her eyes started toward the slightly shaking closet door. Kim Theon, she said friendly, crossing her arms. At least respect your profession. You're a mafia, not a thief. The closet went silent. Then slowly the door creaked open and out came Theon, caught red-handed. Jenny grabbed his ears instantly. Ow, ow. No, wait, it hurts. Theon whined, trying to escape her eye grip. Jenny glared, sneaking into the room, hiding in closets. You're getting married tomorrow, not running from cops. Jackson heard the noise peeked from the hallway and nearly fell laughing. Boss, you look like a high school kid caught by his mom. Theon shot him a deadly glare before Jenny yanked his ear again. Say sorry, she ordered. Theon looked down sheepingly. I'm sorry, Nona. Then glanced at Jungkook. He whispered mischievously, not sorry to you, Bunny. Before Jenny could react, Theon quickly leaned forward, pressed a soft kiss on Jungkook's cheeks, and bolted out of the room. Good night, Bunny, he yelled, running down the hall like a kid escaping punishment. Jenny facepalmed. This man is supposed to run a mafia. Heavens help us. Jungkook's head froze, face still red, touching the cheeks where Theon had kissed him. He giggled quietly. He's impossible. Jenny sighed but smiled softly, and we love him anyway, don't you? Jungkook blushed harder, burying his face in the pillow. Maybe. The wedding of a mafia king and his wedding. The sun shimmered over the ocean, turning the waves gold, and the beach had been transformed into something out of a dream. White roses lining the aisle. Candles swing gently in the glass lanterns, a soft breeze carrying the scent of salt and flowers. Jenny's hands were on her hips as she supervised the last minute details. Everything looks perfect, she said proudly, and if my brother-in-law cries, I'm going to take pictures. Jackson laughed, slipping an arm around her shoulders. You mean if both of them cry? The music began. Theon stood beneath the floor arch, his heart pounding hard in his chest, his usual sharp composure. A mafia boss was gone now. He was just a man in love dressed in a ebony suit, eyes fixed at the end of the aisle, and then he saw him, Jungkook, walking slowly in a white outfit that shimmered like moonlight, holding a small bouquet. Every step he took felt unreal, and for a moment Young forgot to breathe. His heart whispered the same word again and again: mine, finally mine. When Jungkook reached him, Young took his hand gently, his eyes meeting, both filled with the memories of everything that had led him here: the fear, the anger, the healing, the love. Young's voice trembled when he spoke, low but sincere. I never thought I'll deserve this moment. You gave me light when I only knew darkness. I promised to protect you, not because I have power, but because I have love. Jungkook blinked back, tears. You once scared me more than anything, but you changed. Not for me, but for us, and I love it. And I fell in love with the man who tries every day to be better. I'm proud to marry you, Theo. They guessed Jenny Jackson and the gods, who had secretly grown fond of their boss, Bunny, clapped as the official finally said the words that sealed it all. Human artist, your spouse. Theon smiled softly and laid in, pressing a gentle, lingering kiss against Jenny's lip. It wasn't fiercely, but full of emotion, a quiet promise of forever. Jenny wiped her tears, pretending not to sniff. Ah, I told myself I couldn't cry, Jackson chuckled, whispering. You always say that. After the ceremony, Jenny hugged Jungkook tightly. He looked so happy. I forgive him. You made him human again. Jackson hugged him too, patting his shoulder. You have changed, boss. Don't lose the smile. As the as the evening fell and the sky turned deep orange, Jenny and Jackson left for home, leaving Theong and Jungkook standing hand in hand on the beach, the waves washing over their feet. Let's go home, Bunny, Theong whispered. Our home. That night, when they reached the mansion, Jungkook gasped softly. The entire bedroom was decorated with white lilies and fairy lights. The bed had soft petals scattered over it, the curtains drawn to let its silver glow of moonlight. Theon smiled quietly behind him. Do you like it? Jungkook turned his eyes glistening. It's beautiful, Theon. But Theon didn't move closer. He could see the exhaustion in Jungkook's face, the soft flush on his cheeks from the long day. He just walked forward, took Jungkook's hand gently, and handed him a folded set of soft pajamas. Go change and rest, okay? Young said, brushing a thumb across Jungkook's cheeks. You must be so tired. I just want you comfortable. Jungkook blinked at him, his heart fluttering at how careful and tender Young was. You're not tired? Young chuckled softly. I am, but seeing you here like this feels like I've already dreamed enough for a lifetime. Jungkook smiled shyly, clutching the clouds. You're such a soft muppet. Only for you, Bunny, Young said, his voice melting into a whisper. Jungkook went to change, then crawled into bed, looking small and peaceful under the blanket. Theon turned off the lights and walked to the other side and lay down beside him, cuddling close enough to hear Jungkook's breathing. A soft hand reached out in dark, finding the Jungkook's mumble sleepily. Don't stay too far. Theon smiled, his fingers lacing together. Never again. And at that night, the mansion, once cold and silent, finally felt alive, wrapped in warmth, quiet laughter, and the love that fought its way through pain to find peace. The early morning light spilled gently through the curtains, painting golden streaks across the silk sheets. Theon stood first, blinking slowly as warmth spread through his chest. Jungkook was still nestled in his arms, his face pressed softly against Theon's chest, lashes fluttering with every little breath. For a moment, Theon didn't move. He just watched the soft rise involved Jungkook's chest, the little bit wrinkle of his nose, the faint smile on his lips. His heart swelled painfully in the best way possible. He leaned down, brushing his lips across Jungkook's forehead. A gentle kiss, a silent bow. Good morning, Bunny, he whispered, voice still husky from sleep. Jungkook mumbled something in his sleep and snuggled closer, wrapping his arm around Theon's waist unconsciously. Theon chuckled softly. His entire world fit so perfectly in his embrace, but he wanted to do something special, so carefully he slid out of bed, tucking the blanket around Jungkook so he wouldn't feel cold. He ran a hand through his soft hairs before heading to the kitchen. The mansion was quiet, the calm. After all the chaos, the laughter, the wedding celebration, only the sound of waves outside and faint chirping of birds filled the silence. In the kitchen, Theon rolled up his sleeves, trying the apron Jungkook had once used. He smiled to himself as he cooked pancakes, fresh fruits, a cup of warm coffee just the way Jungkook liked, and a little chocolate heart he drew with the syrup on the plate. When everything was ready, he arranged the tray with care, even placing a tiny flower on the corner because his bunny loved small detail. He walked back into the room quietly. Jungkook had shifted into his sleep, one arm around over Theon's pillow. The sight made him smile again. That pillow was probably warm from where Tai had slept. He sat down beside Jungkook and brushed a thumb across his cheeks. Bunny, he whispered softly, wake up, breakfast is ready. Jungkook stood blinking his sleepy eyes open. Tai, he murmured, voice hoarse, messy hair sticking up on his all directions. Young heart melted on the spot. Yes, love, come on, he said softly, helping him sit up. I made breakfast for you. Jungkook blinked at the tray and then at him, eyes wide and wild. You made this? Hyung nodded with a shy smile. Of course, my husband is up so good start to the morning. Jungkook's cheeks flushed pink. You're so cheesy, he murmured, trying to hide his smile. Hyung chuckled, leaning closer. Only for you. He fed Jungkook a bite himself, laughing when Jungkook pretended to complain but still opened his mouth obediently. Soon they were both laughing, stealing bites from each other's plates and teasing softly. Between quiet smiles, little glances, and gentle touches, the morning felt perfect, warm, and safe, and full of love. When Jungkook finally leaned against his shoulder, sighing contentedly, Hyung pressed one last kiss to his hair and whispered, I want every morning like this, with you. Jungkook smiled, sleeping, murmuring, then don't ever leave my side. Hyung tightened his arm around him. Never, Bunny, never. Afternoon phone call. Jungkook is sitting on the bed, smiling at his phone rings. Jackson and Jenny are on speaker. Jackson, sneaking. So, Jungkook, tell me, how was the wedding night? Can my friend still walk or did you? Jenny, loud smack. Yeah, Jackson, can't you control that filthy mouth of yours for one day? Jackson, ow, what? I'm just asking, it's a valid question. Jungkook blushing, hiding his face with his hand. Hey, don't say things like that. We didn't even. Jenny, cutting him off, gentle tone. You didn't? Oh, you must have been tired, baby. Don't worry, there is no rush. You two already have a lifetime ahead. Jackson, teasing laugh. Yeah, but I was just saying Young looked like a man ready to commit a crime last night. If you hadn't stopped him. Jenny. Jackson, okay, I'm going before she throws something at me. Bye, Jungkook. Enjoy your married life. Jenny softly. Take care, dear. Rest well, okay? They hung out. Jungkook sat quietly for a while, cheeks red, mind spinning. Jungkook to himself whispering, we didn't even had our first night yet. He bit his lips, thinking Jungkook's soft smirk warming. Guess I should fix it. Evening, Theung returns home. Theung opened the mansion door, closing his eye. The house was completely dark, except for a faint trail of glowing candles leading toward the bedroom. Theung frowning slightly. Jungkook, Bunny, where are you? He noticed the flickering trail and smiled a little. This better not be another one prank of yours. He followed the candlelights. His footsteps echoing softly as he reached the room. The door is slightly open, and what he sees makes his breath stop. Jungkook is sitting on the bed surrounded by warm light. He is wearing Theon's white shirt, a few button sleeves falling loosely over his wrist. The faint glow highlights his collarbone and the curve of his neck. Theon's turned voice barely a whisper. Bunny, what are you doing? Jungkook smiling shyly. You said you like when I wear your clothes. I thought I'd surprise you. Theon's eyes darkening slightly. You're going to be the death of me, you know that? Jungkook teasing, standing up slowly. I thought the mafia boss feared nothing. Hyung chuckled, stepping closer. I do fear something. Losing control around you. Jungkook playful grin. Maybe I want you to lose control tonight? Hyung freezed for a second, the air between them heavy with emotion and warmth. Hyung softly touching Jungkook's cheeks. You don't have to do anything, love. You already make me the happiest man alive just by being here. Jungkook shakes his head. No, tonight I want to show you how much I love you too. Hyung's breath trembled, his fingers traced Jungkook's jaw, his eyes tender but full of passion. Theon, you're too precious. I swear I'll never stop thanking the universe for sending me to you. Jungkook smiling softly, whispering, then stopped talking and prove it mistook him. Their eyes met and the world falls silent. The candlelights flicker as Theon slowly leans in, his forehead resting against Jungkook's. A soft laugh escaped through Jungkook's lips, finally made, gentle, slow, full of love and the promise of forever. The moment hung heavy between them, and silence filled with nothing but heartbeats. Jungkook breath hitched on Theon, leaned closer, his gaze tracing every line of Jungkook's face as if memorizing him. Theon, Jungkook whispered, was trembling somewhere between fear and longing. Theon's lips curved softly. You called? Before Jungkook could say anything else, Theon closed his face. His lips met, slow, tender at first, then deeper, warmer. Jungkook's fingers tightened around Theon's collar, pulling him closer as if he couldn't bear even a breath of distance. Theon's hand slid around Jungkook's waist, holding him firmly, securely, like he belonged there. His lips moved from Jungkook's mouth to his jaw, then to his side of neck, where his pulse beat wildly. Jungkook gasped, his hand flying to Theon's shoulder for balance. Don't hide it, Theon murmured, against his skin, voice low and rough. Let me hear you. The words alone make Jungkook shiver. Theon lifted him easily, his arm strong, but his touch impossibly gentle, and carried him to the bed. He set him down carefully, almost reverently, his body hovering above Jungkook's. For a long moment, they just looked at each other, eyes locked, heart racing, the air heavy with something unspoken, fragile. Theon brushed Jungkook's hair away from his face. You have no idea what you do to me, he whispered. Jungkook finger found the edge of Theon's jacket, helping him slip it off. Then his shirt, his touch slightly trembled, but not from fear, but from the weight of the moment. Theon bent down, pressed soft, lingering kisses down Jungkook's chest, slow enough for Jungkook to feel every heartbeat. His toes curled, a shaky breath escaping him as Theon's lips traced fire along his skin. Their hands found each other between them, fingers intertwining, gripping tight. The world outside faded. There was only them, two hearts learning each other's rhythm, breathing in sync, held together by love that needed no words. Morning after, the first light of dawn slipped through the soft curtains, spilling over the tangled sheets. Theon stayed first, his arms still wrapped tightly around Jungkook, his legs lazily intertwined. For a moment he didn't move. He just watched the younger one breathe peacefully against his chest. The world outside could wait. A small smile tugged at his lips as he brushed a strand of hair off Jungkook's face. His skin glowed softly under the morning light, and faint love marks along his collarbone and neck peeked through the loose blanket. Quiet traces overnight, filled with affection and whisperous promises. Theon leaned down, pressing a tender kiss to Jungkook's forehead, his voice barely above a whisper. Theon, good morning, my love. Jungkook blinked awake slowly, eyes still heavy with sleep. The moment he saw Theon smiling at him, his face turned bright instantly. Theon, stop staring like that. Theon chuckled softly, tracing the outline of Jungkook's cheek with his thumb. Theon, I can't help it. You look too beautiful to look away. Jungkook hid his face in Theon's chest, groaning softly. Jungkook, you're embarrassing, Jai. You're embarrassing me, Theon. You're mine. I have the right to be. He felt Jungkook's heartbeat quicken against him, a familiar sound that now belonged to him completely. Theon kissed the top of Jungkook's head, his hand running down and up and down to his back soothingly. Did you sleep well? Jungkook mumbling. But you didn't let me go all night. Theon grinning. Maybe I was scared you would disappear if I did. They both laughed softly. They would feel nothing but the sound of their voice and the warmth between them. Theon finally got up, stretching a little, and then looked back at blushing Luna sitting on the bed. Theon, stay right there, Bunny. I'll make breakfast for you. Jungkook nodded shyly. Theon only winked, slipping on his shirt and heading toward the kitchen. As Jungkook watched him go, fingers brushing over the faint love marks on his skin, he couldn't help smiling. His heart full, his soul at peace, because for the first time he wasn't just living in Theon's mansion, he was living in his heart. 1 month later, the air in the hospital was thick with both tension and excitement. Theon, Jungkook, and Jackson was pacing across the maternity ward. Nurses rushed in and out. Jackson's fingers were trembling as he kept glancing toward the door, his usual calmness long gone. Jackson, Why are they taking so long? Ty? She went in almost 2 hours ago. Young panic his shoulder, relaxed, young. Everything will be fine. Jenny is strong. Jungkook smiling softly. She's going to be fine, Jackson. Just a little more. Just then the nurse came out, smiling widely. Nurse, congratulations, it's a healthy baby boy. For a moment, everything went still, and then Jackson's eyes filled with tears. Jackson, boy? Oh my god. He broke down laughing and cried at once, clutching Theong and Jungkook into a tight head before rushing into the room. Inside, Jenny lay exhausted but peaceful. Jackson gently took the tiny bundle from Ross's hand, his whole heart wrapped in a blanket. Jackson, whispering, voice shaking. Hey there, little man. You look just like your mom. He kissed the baby's forehead and turned to Jenny, brushing her hair tenderly. Jackson, you didn't love. You gave me the most beautiful gift. A few days later, after Jenny's discharge, Theon insisted they all move into the mansion for a while. Theon, no arguments. You're both family. The house is big enough, and we'll all take care of Jenny and the baby, Jimin together. Jenny smiled gratefully, too tired to argue, while Jackson nodded, still unable to stop looking at Jimin with watery eyes. Days passed peacefully, laughter in the halls, soft baby cries echoing like music. Jungkook would often be found sitting on the couch with Jimin in his lap, humming lullabies. Softly, Jenny would smile every time she saw him, but one afternoon, as Jungkook was feeding Jimin his bottle, he suddenly went pale. Jungkook, I'll be right back. He rushed to the bathroom, and moments later, Jenny heard the sound of running water. When Jungkook came out, he looked flustered. Jenny, hey, are you okay? Jungkook, forcing a smile. Yeah, maybe just something I ate. Jenny tilted her head and only smiled, tugging at her lips. I felt like that too when I was pregnant. Silence. Both of them froze, staring at each other. Jungkook's eyes widening. You didn't think, Jenny, there is only one way to know. The test. An hour later, Jenny and Jungkook stood in front of the bathroom counter. Their smiles stick between them, neither tried to breathe, and then two lines, bright and clear. Jungkook gasped softly. No way. Jenny grinned, almost crying. Oh my god, Jungkook, congratulations, you're pregnant. Jungkook covered his mouth, tears filling his eyes as a mix of shock and joy washed over him. Jenny hugged him tight. Jenny, you're going to be a mom, Jungkook, or a dad, or both, whatever you want to call it, but oh my god, they're gonna go crazy. They both laughed through tears, their excitement overflowing as Jenny pulled out a small idea. Jenny, let's surprise him properly. The surprise. Then everything came home, losing his tired but smiling like he saw Jungkook and Jenny waiting in the living room. Theon, what's going on? You two look suspicious. Jenny craned her head in a small, neatly wrapped gift box with a silver bow. Jenny opened and Mr. Murphy again. Theon raised a blow but opened and carefully. Inside was a tiny pair of baby socks, soft and white, resting beside her. Soft nodded in Jungkook's handwriting. Coming soon, baby Kim. Theon paused, his eyes darted to Jungkook, who was biting his lips, nervous but glowing. Theon, wait, are you? Honey? Jungkook nodded shyly, tears sparkling in his eyes. Jungkook, yes, we're going to have a baby Ty. Theon's breath hitched, and then he let out a shocked laugh before wrapping Jungkook into the tightest hug, spinning him around. Theon, I can't believe it. My bunny, my love, our baby. Jenny clapped her hand in joy while Jackson laughed in the background, already crying again. Jackson, another baby in the house. I'm going to need tissues for life. Jackson, Theon kissed Jungkook's forehead, whispering against his skin with trembling happiness. Theon, you gave me the best gift in the world. One big family. After Jimin's birth, both families began living together in Theon's mansion. It was always full of laughter, baby cries, and any-night chaos. Jungkook, who was 5 months pregnant now, would wail around, trying to help Jenny with baby Jimin while Theon constantly hovered nearby. Theon, sit down, money, you're carrying our baby, no work. Jungkook pouted, I'm not made of glass, Ty. Jenny laughing, he says that, but last week he cried when he sneezed. Theon, it was loud sneeze. Baby's birth. Months later, another hospital room, and this time it was Jungkook's turn. Young, usually calm voice was trembling as he held Jungkook's hand. Young, you're doing so well, Penny. I'll write to you, okay? Don't let go of my hand, Jungkook. Ending tearful smiles, as if I could. You're crushing my entire. And after lots and after hours of pain and tears, a small cry fell down their son. Doctor, congratulations, it's a baby boy. Think was a moment before his eyes filled with tears. The young voice breaking up. A boy, my little prince. He kissed Jungkook's forehead repeatedly, whispering, Theon, you did it, my love. Thank you for giving me a family. Jungkook smiled weakly at Theon. Carefully took the bunny into his arms. Jungkook, his name is Yoongi. Theon, Yoongi, my son. Four years later, the mansion was louder than ever. Two little whirlwinds of energy running everywhere. Jimin with a bright smile and mischievous glint, and Yoongi quiet but sharp and confident like his father, Jenny. Jungkook, Young, and Jackson were sitting in the garden while suddenly little Jimin came running, puffing his cheeks in frustration. Jimin, 4 years old. Uncle Tai, Young, turning. What happened, baby? Jimin pouting at his cheeks. Yoongi kissed me here. All four adults gasped. Jenny, what? Jungkook, he did what now? Before anyone could react, little Yoongi appeared from behind the bushes, arm crossed, tiny frown in his face. Yoongi, 4 years old. He kept flirting, so I did. The parents forced Jenny's jaw dropped. Jungkook choked on his strength. Young soul left his body. Jackson, laughing uncontrollably. Flirting? What are you teaching these kids, Tai? Theon, nothing, Bunny, I swear. Jungkook, snickering. Sure, Mr. Mafia, your son sounds exactly like you. Meanwhile, the little Jimin stormed his feet dramatically. Jimin, fine, I'll see you, cat, once you become my husband. Everyone froze again. Yoongi blinked confused. Who is marrying you? The parents collectively gasped and burst out laughing. Jenny was wiping her tears from her eyes while Jungkook leaned against Hyun, giggling uncontrollably. Suddenly, Jimin started running towards Yoongi, probably to hide him, but tripped on his own feet and fell. Yoongi's eyes widened as he sprinted over, panicking. Yoongi, Jiminy, are you okay? Did it hurt? Jimin looked up, pouting. It hurt, you meanie cat. Yoongi, frantic. No, 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 don't cry. Please don't cry. The adults couldn't stop their laughter anymore. Theon picked both kids up, shaking his head wonder. Theon, looks like history repeats itself, huh? Mafia falls for the loud one. Jungkook hit his shoulder playfully. Jungkook, guess Yoongi got your attitude in my heart. They all laughed again. A house once filled with pain and guilt, now overwhelming with the laughter and a full future full of light. He reached out over and intertwined the fingers with Jungkook's. Theon softly. From broken souls to this. We made it, Bunny. Jungkook, teary eyes, smiled. Yeah, we really did. As the laughter-riddling voice filled the garden again, the camera of life zoomed out on the two families, healed, happy, and together. The end. Subscribe if you like it, press the bell icon for getting immediate notification for new videos. Thanks for waiting.